Hello, welcome back to the Game Train. We are back here in 2020 with episode 75 of the Game Train podcast. I'm Callan Davison. Joining me here live on Twitch is Carl the Lyrical Smith. Hello.
Hello, here we are, we made it.
We are back after a very long hiatus, like a super long hiatus this time. I think this has been the biggest gap between podcasts we've actually ever had, which has been really sad.
Yeah, lots has happened. Lots has happened.
Like, you've been touring, I've been doing stuff with Generosity, which like pushed us back, and then our calendars that just haven't lined up, sadly. So, but we're back, and here we are.
Yeah, and we've been pushing through still. I've been doing still a lot of, keeping my head inside the video game and entertainment world, not just music. Yes.
Oh, so, that's really nice.
So, yeah.
As I mentioned at the start, we are streaming live on Twitch at the moment. So those that are listening on Podbean, iTunes, etc., after the fact, be aware this has been all recorded on Twitch. So you will hear us interact with chat and things like that over time, just letting you guys know. But
yes,
so on this episode, we have our review of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yes.
We'll be also talking about games we have been playing, and also answering your questions, and as always, our love lame hype trains.
Right, of course.
Of course.
Things.
All those things that we know and love here on Game Train. But
completely prepared. Yeah.
First, before any of that, we should get into the news. So here we go. All right, so here we are with the news this week. So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy start to the year, actually.
Yeah.
We've had all sorts going on. So there's been, of course, the delays of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk, Avengers game, etc. Also, Outer Worlds has now been delayed due to the coronavirus on Switch.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
What else is going to get added to that?
And then there's rumors going around that maybe even the next-gen consoles could be delayed because of coronavirus as well. So,
yep, entire factories have been shutting down. So it doesn't seem so crazy.
It's pretty freaking nuts, actually. All that's going on at the moment. So here's hoping that they come up with a vaccine soon and we can get the world back on track, because it's not nice out there.
That's pretty freaky. And how about the Dan Houser leaving Rockstar?
Yeah, so one of the people that founded Rockstar is like, all right, guys, I'm out. Bye.
One of the main, like the Houser brothers, is like the Rockstar household name, and I don't know. It's like the end of an era. Like, I don't know what it means so much, but they together, written and I think they just head the projects, of everything that's at Rockstar. And GTA 5 is like the greatest selling game of the decade.
Yeah.
Maybe ever?
It's the most,
the
biggest revenue entertainment entity thing.
Imagine that. So I don't know, like, where's he going?
I
hope he's retiring, because you can't go to like another game. Like that'd be.
Goes to EA.
That'd be. I don't know. It just seems strange. So I hope. I mean, he deserves to just be retiring. I hope that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also out now is Pokemon Home, which is pretty much it's this app for Pokemon where you can transfer Pokemon from some of the older games, like the Let's Go games that came out 2 years ago, into Pokemon Home, and then import some of those into the newer Pokemon game, Sword and Shield. And then eventually, because now this is on Switch, eventually with whatever comes after Sword and Shield, you'll be able to transfer your stuff from home onto there, etc., etc. So Pokemon fans are very excited about this.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I guess since the last time we've been on, they've also added DLC with more Pokemon into the new...
that's right. Yeah, they're adding 2 expansions coming out later this year, where they're going to be adding another 200 Pokemon into the world.
Didn't they say definitely they were not adding more Pokemon?
Well, it looks like they are adding more Pokemon.
Looks like, gamers coming together and having a bit of a whinge really, really helps.
Yeah. So, that's exciting for Pokemon fans. I know some Pokemon fans that are very excited, some that are not so excited about having to pay for new Pokemon.
I know one who's just stoked that Squirtle's back.
Yes, but I have to pay for Squirtle.
Right? That's a bit weird.
I know, it's very strange.
I'm
Also,
dirty that I had to pay for Pokemon.
wow. Also, in other news, ESL has announced that the Intel Extreme Masters will headline the Melbourne Esports Open this year.
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne. So it's been in
Yeah,
Sydney the
nice.
last 3 years, and now they're moving the event to Melbourne, which is actually a huge get. And yeah, just almost makes Melbourne the esports capital of Australia now.
I mean, they do have that awesome stadium too. So
Yeah, and then we've also got the Fortress Esports Place opening as well. GG Easy Bar. So there's a lot for esports people down here now.
wow, Melbourne might be the place to go.
I know you should move there.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I am there. We record this in the same room.
Yeah, that's right. We are in the same room, aren't we? I see your walls.
I see you right there, mate.
Hey, yeah. So that's pretty exciting news. Have you got any other news as well? Then?
Yeah, I mean, I got something pretty important here. PlayStation 5 has a website
with their new logo on the website.
Yes, look at them go. I mean, they revealed their logo at their big Sony event, and then a couple months later, they revealed their website. Which,
wow.
Man, they are really trickling news so slowly. I don't know what their game is here.
Yeah.
So on the website, okay, you have the option to sign up for updates on its release date, price, and launch game.
Yep. Wow.
That's it. Just sign up for it when it comes.
And one day.
They're not giving you anything new. They're just saying, here's a place where here's a new place to wait.
Wow. How cagey has Sony been?
I know. And man, I wish I wrote this down, but they had one of those calls, like the proper conference.
Oh, their financial calls?
Yeah, that one. And they were saying something about like waiting on the competition before making a move on the price.
Oh, gosh.
So no one wants to say how much their console.
It's whoever blinks first at this stage now.
Exactly. And they're both, I think they're both like, which by the way, that quote from, was it Phil Spencer saying that, Xbox aren't too worried about PlayStation or Nintendo. They're more worried about Amazon. Like, whatever.
Yeah, come on, man.
As if you're not watching every move PlayStation's making and waiting for like the minute.
Oh my gosh.
Millisecond they say something.
Yeah.
Gonna like backspace the $50 on your price and be like,
or undercut by $1 just for lols.
Oh man. You know what Xbox should do? They should add $1. Just to be boss.
Wow.
Just to be like, ours is the premium product. it's $701.
Wow.
I don't know. I think Xbox have the 2 SKUs though, so they're gonna sandwich PlayStation wherever it is. I reckon that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
It's gonna
be like
happens. 700 for the PlayStation. It's gonna be like 6 for the cheap Xbox and 8 for the super one. Or I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay. Also, how about these Atari hotels?
Oh, it's like the Bunning hotels.
Yeah, but one that I'll go to instead of you.
Why?
Because it's Atari.
And okay.
They're gonna have like, awesome internet and everything ready, like screens in every room, and there'll be like gamer hangouts. But I think it's going around a bunch of different places in America. Phoenix, Arizona first.
Will they have River Raid themed toilets?
They might. This is the first time that's maybe a yes to that question. Because it's Atari, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird that's the...
Will they have Frostbite themed baths?
No, like the fridge.
Oh, ice cubes.
The freezer.
Yeah.
The freezer can be the Frostbite theme.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yep.
Oh man, it better be.
Yeah, but the Bunnings Hotel has Bunnings snacks.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I wonder what kind of food they'd have at this place.
I don't know.
What Ubisoft's confirmed 5 AAA games, right? That's news that dropped while we've been gone, which is interesting.
Yeah, but then you can pretty much guess the 5 games, can't you?
Let's go. Watch Dogs, yep. Assassin's Creed, Vikings.
Yep. Far Cry 6.
Oh, Far Cry 6, of course. And like, what about some Sam Fisher? You reckon?
Nope.
No.
So it was because they had that godlike RPG. What was it called? Coming as well. So that's one of them.
Oh yeah, sort of that looks like
Assassin's
Creed.
Also, they had another Rainbow Six game coming, remember?
Right.
So that's your 5 games.
Where is Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Oh, and that's the other one probably, Beyond Good and Evil 2. So
Okay,
that's 6.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that game's kind of disappeared. I'm a bit worried about that one, man.
Yeah, I'll be next gen for sure, I reckon.
That's kind of all the news. Like, there's one more thing that the season 3 of Castlevania on Netflix is coming out.
Yes, it's been a long wait between drinks on that one.
Yeah, and that's such a good show. That's probably like one of the best gaming adaptations.
I want to see more franchises do that sort of like, well, you know, like people go, hey, we're gonna do a StarCraft anime or
I mean,
or
Ni no
Resident
Kuni
Evil
just got released.
anime,
How about that?
You know, so many games could work in the anime sort of world. It doesn't have to be live action like The Witcher, which was awesome, by the way. But
that was awesome.
You know, anime works so well and probably almost translates better across.
And it's becoming a lot more mainstream. Like, it's not so like, oh, that's just strange Japanese cartoons. Like,
that's right.
People just, I mean, not all of, but a lot of Studio Ghibli. I think most of it, Ghibli or Ghibli, however you want to pronounce it, that's got released on Netflix just recently as well, which is a big win. But this Castlevania one, a bit more gaming related. But yeah, like I said, Ni no Kuni's on there now as well as an anime.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. That's already out. Castlevania one is March 5th. Thursday, March 5th.
All right.
So I think that's everything, man. I mean, there's so much news, right? Since we've been gone.
Yeah, well, we go for 3 months, of course, there's going to be lots of stuff to chat about.
Exactly. And I don't know what to,
Yeah, exactly. But should we roll out of the news now?
Yeah, we'll come back next episode with some updated, less news.
That's right. So yeah, that is the news for this episode. And sounds like. All right, so just a bit when we talk about the games we have been playing, but I think we should also be talking about what the hell we have been doing as well.
Yes.
Can I kick this one off?
Please do. I have to look up some little extra bits and pieces just to get all my details correct.
Okay. Well, I'll start off. So, as obviously, if you're Australian and other people around the world, you'd probably know that Australia got hit by bushfires pretty hard over the summer period. Pretty hard, indeed. Through Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, Tasmania, etc. So yeah, there was a lot going on with that. And as many of you know, that Carl and I did a lot of stuff with Generosity last year with PAX, the Guerrilla Pop-Up Charity stream, raising money for causes. So at the start of this year, J-Dude, who is probably the video tech guy, you'd call him, or the stream tech guy, he knows his stuff. Anyway,
just the tech man.
Yeah, J-Dude, the tech man, was like, hey, we should do a Generosity and raise money for the fireys, etc. And that was on the 2nd of January when he suggested that. So by the 16th of January, 2 weeks, we had 2 events set up. I helped out with one in Melbourne here at GG Easy Bar with a couple other people that we wrangled in. We also had Annie as well from Generosity helping there, and we brought in Cable and AJ, some new people into Generosity fam, to help out with different things there.
You helmed that, man. Right?
So we did that on the Thursday night, and then I flew to Sydney on the Friday morning, where we kicked off the 3-day streaming marathon at the Audio Technica building in Sydney there, which was awesome. Working with Joel and all of his shenanigans again. We didn't have Schlee or Austin there, so we didn't have a couple of the old Generosity mainstays.
Mildly heartbreaking.
But it was a lot of fun. We raised a lot of money. We raised $63,000, which was awesome effort. And
wow.
Yeah.
So Smash PAX.
Yeah, Smash PAX.
So
PAX
is amazing because it was
yeah.
Yeah, but PAX is like months and months of planning. This is thrown together in 2 weeks, and to do that, like, what an epic way to bring support together, and like just another way of showing how amazing like just the concept of generosity is, but also how cool the community is behind it. Like it's a pretty powerful movement, man.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Very busy. So that took up a lot of my time at the start of the year, and then I was exhausted afterwards. You know, a couple hours sleep a day, sleeping on the floor, does that to you.
Man, on the floor. Only Gen Oz, right?
Yeah. So, hey, next Gen Oz, sort beds out better, please. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks.
Also, Mume posted in chat before during news. Sorry, Mume, new podcast, who this? He says, yes, we are back, Mume. with Game Training in 2020. So welcome
Yo,
aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Enjoy the ride.
I think that right there is the title of this podcast
What?
episode.
What? Mume?
New podcast, Who Dis?
Oh yeah, okay. But it's
That's
old
perfect.
podcast, but we back.
I like that. I like that very much. Last year we said continue with a question mark. Remember, for our first one back.
Oh yeah.
So I think Mume, you might have just named the episode.
Oh
Thank you for
wow.
that.
Well done. Right. So yeah, where have you been?
Man, I've been all over the place. I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah.
I've been touring all over the place. I was at Early Beach. I went to Adelaide and did a bunch of music. I did like the New Year's Eve run of 5 shows in a row, which was mental. I've been doing little bits and pieces of recording, but gaming wise, I have started. I've already done 2 little chats, one proper one in the studio, but I've started officially talking to Catherine Feeney at the ABC in Brisbane.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking every month about a positive outlook in gaming. And she's sort of on a journey to learn more about the gaming industry and the whole sort of community. And she's doing it every single week. So every week, I believe on Thursdays at 3 p.m., Catherine's having a chat about gaming. And this is really cool because it's at like a mainstream sort of avenue where there's a lot of people who specifically don't know that much about it. Like if it was on something a bit more like Hit FM or Nova, you know, those people know more about gaming, but this is on the ABC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's such an interesting place to be talking about gaming in a positive light to those specific listeners. And it's not even just angling it as positive. It's more angling it as just being informed and saying like, this is what it is. It's not evil. You know, it can be, it's all things, but it's not just this one dark part of society that you don't know about. So, you know, she's just on a mission to understand it herself, and in so doing, bring it out to her listeners. And I'm just stoked to be part of that. So I'm going to be on there once a month,
cool.
Starting next month on the 20th of February, 3 p.m. on ABC. It's 612 ABC Brisbane Radio.
Okay.
So that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited about that one. We're going to really get into it. She's got like different sort of gaming people. She's got someone who's more into, you know, PC gaming, and she's got people who are like just mobile gamers or all kinds of different things, like more esports type things. So I'll be more looking at the console side of things, which is kind of what we do on the podcast.
Yep.
So that's pretty fun. And then also, we're still working out the kinks, me and Khaled, but it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of, you know, a bit of sponsorship and a bit of supporting. And I will be hosting personally, representing Game Train podcast at the Pop and Play Festival at HOTA, the home of the arts in the Gold Coast. They've got this big event coming up, which is, let me tell you the exact date so I don't get it wrong, 15th of March. And so that's happening at HOTA, home of the arts at Gold Coast. And it's Pop and Play is like this big festival that's celebrating both Asian pop culture and like K-pop and J-pop and all this kind of thing, and dancers and singers, but also like you've got a whole bunch of esports events, and they're all just jumping on. There's going to be a whole bunch of different gamers and competitions, and it's fully licensed, and it's actually going to be the unofficial 3rd day of Supernova, I want to say.
Yep.
So that's all happening around the Gold Coast, and Supernova, of course, is happening in that weekend. So the 13th and the 14th, Friday, Saturday, and then on the 15th is Pop and Play, and yeah, I'll be hosting it, and I'll be having a chat about it at different avenues leading up to the event as well, which I'm mildly terrified and excited for.
Wow, very, very cool.
So yeah, a bit of fun.
Have you played any games lately?
No,
you haven't.
I've played Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14. We haven't spoken much about that. Wow.
Oh, you can never escape Final Fantasy 14.
I know. It's so good, isn't it?
That and Trials.
Yeah.
Which you might have heard a bit about if you heard our last episode, which you will have heard by now. Yeah, that's kind of the only games I've been playing. I did get N++ on the Switch.
Okay.
Which is super fun. It's kind of like I want to say the precursor of Super Meat Boy and that kind of stuff, and that's
Yep.
super fun, great platformer.
Yep.
But it's kind of old. But yeah, just smashing out a bit of Final Fantasy 14 here and there. But mostly, I just been doing music, writing songs, and watching a lot of Disney Plus and Netflix.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I actually played games.
Thank goodness one of us did.
Yes.
There's just not a lot out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I played Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, nice. Nice.
No,
Yeah.
I'm up to heading towards Shadowbringers now, so
That
slowly.
has taken, what, 6 months?
Yeah,
No?
but I play it casually.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't know. How many hours have you got casual player?
A couple of hundred, but it's okay. We don't need to go into that.
That's right. I couldn't believe, what did I have? Like 300 and something hours when my PlayStation showed me the time I'd played last. And that was just last year. I'm like, oh, God.
But I've been doing the Return to Ivalice raid, which is where you go to locations from Final Fantasy 12.
12? Yeah, nice.
It's kind of interesting how they wind that into it all. So I've been messing around a bit of that.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Also, in terms of stuff that did come out, Warcraft 3 Reforged. So this was Blizzard's re-release of the classic Warcraft 3. They did like a HD re-release of it. And it pissed off a lot of people because they left out stuff that they said they were going to put in, like they're going to change some lore stuff to match it more up to World of Warcraft itself. They said they were going to add and make cutscenes look better, even though they pretty much look very similar to what they were. And then the one that really pissed off people is that it took over the old Warcraft 3 client, in that they got rid of the old Warcraft 3 and you could only now play Warcraft 3 through Reforged.
Oh, you couldn't play the actual classic.
No. Well, and in Reforged you can switch between classic look and new look. But I jumped on a couple of times and got my ass absolutely kicked.
Nice.
Like really, really bad. And I used to think I was okay at that game, but obviously haven't played it in well over a decade, and then just got absolutely creamed. So it was fun to kind of play again, but at the same time, it's like it's pissed off a lot of people. Not many people are playing it, and so I sort of went off it very quick. I jumped on The Sims 4.
Oh, what, via PlayStation?
No, on PC, because it had 85% off, because it's like, how many years is it? 20-year anniversary of Sims?
Oh, wait, I think I used to have, what, here it is. Hey!
Oh, look at that. Hey!
Oh, I had it ready for your announcement.
Really?
No. This is just literally where my Sims, this is the only PC game I have.
Wow.
In disc.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, not watching our wonderful video feed here, I just held up an old copy of The Sims. Actually, I lied. I have one other game here.
Final Fantasy 14.
I was supposed to give that to Degs. I still haven't used that. That's the free trial that gets you up to level 35.
Oh, well, there you go.
So how was The Sims?
I played for about 10 minutes.
Did you make your white wall apartment?
No, I tried to go into a pre-one. I went in there, I moved my character in, I looked around and went, what am I doing? And then I exited the game.
Nice.
So what I actually got into was, I was like, I really want something to play, because the game we're talking about this episode for the review is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But that's a third-person open-world action RPG. After that, I wanted something completely different. And so I decided to play Civilization 6.
Civ 6, you did it.
Yeah, so Civilization 6 is a turn-based conquest game where you're pretty much trying to take over the world. You start, you can pick all these different, like, world leaders, from, like, Gandhi to Queen Elizabeth to, it depends on what sort of, culture you pick. And then you start out in, like, the ancient era, and you eventually move up through technology to the future era, which is, like, eventually landing on Mars and colonizing Mars.
Wow. Okay, so they cover quite a
lot, and I am loving this game so much. I have played hours of it. Like, I just got right into it. It's a tough game to learn. There's a lot going on, and it's taken me several goes to actually get far into it. And I finally reached endgame on it last night today.
You reached endgame?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Going to space? Or what's
I launched a rocket to the moon and Mars, but yeah, that's pretty much where I got up to, like turn 400 and something.
Okay.
So it is turn-based. Yeah, so I haven't played it against people yet, because I'll probably get slaughtered. And then I've been
Right.
trying to go for domination victories, which is where you take your army and you destroy the enemy and stuff. But I keep messing that up a lot. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. It's just a good game that you can just jump in and hammer out 20 turns or whatever, and then go do something else and come back to it. And yeah, strategy games, mate. You got to think it's like chess, but on the world stage.
Yeah. So this is not like, Command and Conquer. Or
No,
whatever,
it's full turn-based.
Yeah?
It's turn-based, and the map is split into hexagons, so they're all it's all tile-based.
Okay,
So
it's like Risk.
your main city goes on one tile, and then you can build farms on other tiles, or eventually like solar panels, or a university, or like somewhere like a prayer site or whatever, or you can build a barracks, and then you slowly expand out, and then you build settlers, and you go send them off, and you establish a new city, down the river, and then you expand that one out, etc., etc.
Yep. Okay.
Then you research technologies and different styles of governments and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, you then like start deciding on what you want to go with. Like the one where I was going for the space race, I was trying to get what they call science victory, which is the first person to colonize Mars.
Yep.
And because I realized I had a lot of science points coming in, and I was originally going to go for a domination victory, which is take over everything. But I went, no, I'm going to go with this. So I actually didn't expand that much, set in like 3 or 4 cities, and just pumped out science points and just tried to get technology advanced before anyone else. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, you build units as well. So you build like you start out with like, guys with just like clubs and slings and stuff. Then you get like archers and swordsmen and cavalry. Eventually you work up into like infantry units, and then you can build planes and bombers and eventually robots.
Man, I can't believe you go from clubs to robots.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Civ 6, and that's been taking up a lot of my time at the moment. But yeah, so you haven't played anything else?
No, what have I? No, I really haven't, man. I wish I had. I've like downloaded a bunch of games ready to play because
that's exciting.
I keep downloading games to play them on trips when I go on tour, and then I end up just reading. I've been reading a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I've got my Switch right there on the plane, and I just like start reading, and I'm like, oh damn, we're landing. I never even had to go, except like I'll play little short bursts of, like I said, N+. I do have Broken Age finally because it was $4, and I've been wanting to play that game forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the makers of Monkey Island.
Ooh, yep.
And I really did want to play that old school, sort of like, a new school twist on the point and click genre adventure, and it looks really sweet. It's split into 2 games, and I don't know. I'll know more about it when I play it, but I haven't actually jumped in. I've just been downloading a bunch of stuff. Did a bit of Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh yeah, how'd you go?
Yeah, just jumped in a bit of that, and that works. Hey, I mean, it gets me sweaty.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Oh, I jumped back onto Beat Saber and tried out the Green Day pack and the Imagine Dragons pack and Panic at the Disco pack. So that was fun.
Oh, I didn't know they had a Panic at the Disco one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's cool because I've got it on PlayStation, so you don't get the custom songs. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice to get something new, and that's
exactly. Like I wish I had it on PC so you could get all the cool custom songs and stuff.
I know. I want to get some lyrical stuff up there.
No. All right. Well, you've already kind of done your shout out for this week, which was Pop and Play.
Yeah, Pop and Play. I mean, I guess I can just reiterate that it's Elite's esport team battle, spectacular style. There's a big community of e-game tournaments, and they take on also like a K-pop and dance crew. There's Asian food all around. Like it's a very like Asian cultured influence mixed with the sort of esports thing. So that's happening at Sunday, 15th of March. It is the official, sort of unofficial 3rd day of Supernova. So if you have purchased tickets to Supernova, you can attend Pop and Play for free.
Yeah,
which is really cool. So you just keep your ticket, you have your bracelet and all that, and they'll let you in on the 3rd day on the Sunday. I think it looks really cool. You should just come so you can say hello to me or heckle me and try and throw me off anyway. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. I know that's why you'd come.
Hey. I don't know what
We're
you're
still,
talking about.
Callan and I are still in negotiations of trying to figure out how to get him over there. So
Yep.
you might get to see both of us if you're super lucky. If not, unfortunately, you'll only get the worst half of the Game Train podcast, and you'll have to just deal with me.
Yep.
So
All
that's
right.
fine.
Well, let's roll into that review for this week, shall we?
Well, let's indeed. I'm going to ask you questions.
This is fine. This is fine. All right. So our review game this week is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Insert trailer music here. Yeah. So I'm gonna edit that in later.
Dragon, rock the Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, stop that. All right. So Dragon Ball Z is Yep.
Man, if you have to explain Dragon Ball Z to anyone listening to a gaming podcast,
mate, I'm not even going to listen to your crap on that.
I'm not crapping on it. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Goku fights a bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay, hold up a second.
And gets strong.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a semi-open world action role-playing game developed by CyberConnect 2 and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. It is based on the Dragon Ball Z anime that people know and love, like myself, who went on a big Dragon Ball binge before this, and I watched all of Z, GT, and I've watched 3/4 of Super now.
Do you wish you didn't watch Z before playing it again?
Yes.
Because isn't it like just Z again?
It is just Z again, yes. But as I said, semi-open world action RPG, meaning so you can play as Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, Future Trunks, etc. You know, the main cast of the show, and you can fly around the open world of Earth. You know, the Dragon Ball Z Earth, and you can do side quests, and then you got the story missions, which is all your story from the very beginning of the Raditz saga all the way up until the end of the Boo saga. So there is a lot that goes on through that whole thing. It's a long game. It took me, I think, 35 hours to get through.
Okay, so it's not crazy long as far as RPGs go, but long for an action game.
It was long enough, I feel. It looks just like the show and all that, but in like 3D polygons, etc. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it looks
cel-shaded.
I don't think it looks as good as Dragon Ball FighterZ, which looked absolutely incredible.
That's the best looking cartoon game I've ever seen.
That's ridiculous. But this still look good, and you can have the Japanese or the English voiceovers, and it's got all the actors that did the voices for the shows. They all sound as they normally do to you if you're playing in English, like I did, and it's a good game. Like, it's fun. Like, the combat's quick. You can punch, dodge. You can fire off ki blasts. You can do super moves. You can eventually transform into Super Saiyans and other forms. You know.
I mean, you're saying this so blasé, but what you're saying sounds amazing. You're like, oh, you can do super moves. You eventually can turn into a Super Saiyan. You do like just blast around. You can fly at whim. It's just kind of whatever.
Well, you mentioned flying at whim. All the combat actually takes place in the air, and there is no ground-based combat, which is quite strange because in the show they fight on the ground and in the air.
So it's all in the air.
It's all in the air. Yeah, which is
like dogfighting.
Yeah, in a way. And yeah, it's like the combat's good, but by the end of the game, it gets a bit old. So some people have complained about just tapping one button, you win. It's not that. You still got to watch out for enemy attacks and things like that. But I had a pattern that I'd roll through most fights, and they started to feel very same throughout the game.
Did you ever die?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
But that was against one of the android battles where he can absorb your health and get his own health back. And
can you count on one hand the amount of times you died in your entire playthrough?
Probably 4 times.
Wow. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. There's no difficulty modes, but your character levels up through the game. So you level up by fighting in battles, of course. You get XP or completing side quests. And then you collect orbs and different things to upgrade your different abilities. And then you can go into training areas to learn new super attacks, then upgrade them, etc. And then some moves and transformations are given through certain story missions. For example, Goku going Super Saiyan in the Frieza fight for the first time. After that fight, Goku can then turn into a Super Saiyan.
Right. Okay. So it's in the same sort of order
Yes.
of events as the show.
Correct. And yeah, so you do start on Earth. You go to Namek for the Namek Saga, which was really cool actually to do that. Fly around Namek, go through all the fights there. Obviously, culminates with Frieza. Then you go into the Android Saga from there, which ends up with the showdown with Cell, which was really cool. With Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 and everything that happens through that portion of the game. But by the time I got to the Boo Saga, it felt like the game was dragging for me.
Right, and like the environments, do they get? Because I mean, in the show they get a little bit samey, just because it's kind of always in the same looking.
Yeah,
situation.
Well, there's grass areas, there's snow areas, there's canyon areas. Namek's are different again.
Canyon areas.
But yeah, but you go through all the major fights and all that. Like one or two little bits they left out and they just sort of glossed over. But what I would have liked to have seen from it, because we have gone through the Z story so many times in games now, for like the last 20, 30 years, Dragon Ball game comes out and you go through the friggin' Z story, right?
Yes, you do.
It would have been nice if they had have actually added in all the stuff, and it's not canon, but it would have been nice if there was a bunch of optional side missions. I'm pretty sure this is going to come through DLC anyway, which makes sense, but all the stuff from the Dragon Ball movies, so there's like 12 to 15 Dragon Ball movies where stuff happens that's actually not canon, but all these other cool fights happen. Would have been cool to see that added into the game somehow, just to give a bit of variety from the main Z storyline.
I didn't know there was that many Dragon Ball movies.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they're not canon?
No.
What a waste of media.
Yeah.
What about the Dragon Ball stuff? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be different because you'd just be playing as Goku through that. But that'd be kind of cool. Or it would have been cool.
And you wouldn't be so overpowered and stuff, Maybe?
Yeah. Or there's also the whole Dragon Ball GT arc, but GT's not counted as canon anymore, but Super is.
What?
Yeah.
GT's not.
No. It's
so. Do they think it goes straight from Z to Super now?
Yep.
What? Oh my god!
But technically in the timeline, Super happens before GT, where it sits in the timeline.
Okay.
And then it wouldn't make any sense for GT to exist anymore after Goku turned into Super Saiyan God in Super, for then him to then go back to a weak power level in GT. It just makes zero sense at all.
What?
Anyway, we're talking about the damn game here.
Right. I mean, this goes to show that talking about the game and the show comes almost one in one.
Yeah. The sound was good, you got all the normal sounds and that, but there was a lot of repeated, voiceovers, like you're flying around the world. It's like, oh, better watch out for that. Oh, better watch out for that. Oh, better watch out for that. Just stuff like this over and over again, and that gets very tiresome. The side quests were okay. It goes from collecting things to fighting enemies, etc. Another thing that sucked was the loading screens. Each little area has a loading screen, and then sometimes you're doing side quests and you're going to go back and forth quite quickly between areas, getting different things. Loading screen. All right, back, here we go again. Loading screen, back, here we go again, etc. And you can also collect the actual Dragon Balls in the game as well. Find all seven. Again, that's a pain in the ass because you can see where they are on your map, but you got to go through 7 different areas to get all 7 Dragon Balls. So you've at least got 7 loading screens sitting there in front of you, ready to go.
Just to run around and collect Dragon Balls.
And it's like a side thing you can do to...
Do you get all your wishes come true?
You can resurrect old bosses and fight harder versions of them for side quests and things like that. I forgot to mention there's another upgrade system called Community Board. When you meet certain characters or do certain side quests, you get a little token, and you can put these on almost like a board, which has all connecting lines and dots. And I think there's 7 different boards, and each one gives you different buffs, like better defense, or you might get more XP, or cooking might heal you for more. And you choose which board to put these emblems on, and then you sync up characters next to each other that have relationships, and it buffs them further, etc. So there's another little upgrade system in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. It's the Z storyline with pretty basic combat, which doesn't really evolve after the first 5 hours of the game. It looks very much like the anime. It plays pretty quick, but there's a lot of loading screens and there's repeatable sounds. At the end of the day, I've given this a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5.
6.5.
Okay. All right.
And that was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Insert music here.
Dragon Ball Z GT Super.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
So we're going to roll into the questions from Le Passengers on this week's episode. Anyone that's in Twitch chat right now, throw some questions at us if you like, and we will answer them to our best of our ability. But
anything you could ever,
we do have one.
dream.
Someone has actually written in a question through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GameTrainPodcast.
Yes, you can jump in there anytime if you want to ask us questions or heckle us about life.
Yeah. So, actually, there's been a question in Twitch chat. How to get good, says Moomay. Well, Moomay, how to get good is you don't be like Carl and
what the hell?
quit after the first boss in those hard Dark Souls-like games.
I am how to get good.
You push through.
You don't play like Callan when you're playing Super Meat Boy and go like, I don't like platformers. They're too precise.
I've never said that. Ever. How'd you go on the first mid-boss of Sekiro? Yep, cool.
Yep.
All right, your silence says it all. Yes, that's how you get good, Mume. You push through, sir. All right.
Push through.
All right. We from Reef. That's right. Reef has written through to us again. Why does Carl not like fun in 2020? Oof.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I don't know. We're gonna have to answer that one throughout the year, I feel. So
Reef, that hurts, man. That hurts. I am fun. That's why I don't like fun, because you can't like yourself. It's very self-centered, and I wouldn't want to do that because I'm not that type of person. And being fun as an entity is hard work. I have to walk around while everybody loves me.
Wow.
So how could I love myself? I'm just trying to be humble.
He continues on with, I'm back, sort of, hectic life, over adulting. But Game Train question for you 2020 ep tonight. With the Final Fantasy VII Remake due in April, but only being episodic format release, how long do you think between releases till we receive the entire game? What's your prediction?
Oh, man.
A decade?
At least 5 years. Minimum.
Nah, it'd be longer than that. You're looking at 3 to 4 parts for this game, right?
I just said at least.
Yeah. Let's say they go 2 years every time. They got 4 parts. You're looking at another 6 to 8. I reckon a decade until we see the end of it.
Decade, yeah, I guess
Maybe.
So. Wow, nah. I mean, it could be. It is Final Fantasy, and it is, Square Enix. This is how they roll. This is truly how they roll.
Mume asks, here's another question. When is my interview from you? Well, Mume, we will interview you soon. He wants to be interviewed on the platform because he is a cosplay photographer. And
he's bloody good too.
So, yeah, we're going to have a chat with Mume sometime, discussing all the ins and outs, what it's like to be a cosplay photographer and how he got started and all the trials and tribulations along the way. Oh, Dav Paul's got questions here. When is No Fun Carl going to be actually funny? Probably never.
That hurts my... Wow.
He also said, when is the game River Raid going to be rehashed? We always ask that every year ourselves, Dav Paul, and we still don't have an answer.
And that continues to be funny without fail.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every single time. Single time.
Just hilarious.
That's right. Yeah, so it's pretty much the questions for this week. As always, you can send the questions through our Facebook page, facebook.com/GameTrainPodcast, or on Twitter @GameTrainTalk or _lyrical on Twitter. Etc. Or I'm also on Twitch, which you Twitch people are watching right now. But if you aren't watching right now, you can find me on twitch.tv/GameTrainTwitch. Remember to always jump in, give us a follow and all that love. I appreciate it. Trying to grow the channel slowly. And Carl, where can they find you on Twitch if you're ever on?
I'm on twitch.tv/the_lyrical.
Wow.
Come hang out. I'll be playing some music and playing some video games once a year.
That's what I do, but I do that like almost every night. Wow. And we also do the podcast on Twitch. So jump in, if you're listening out there.
Twitch is fun, man. And
yeah, look for our notifications because then you can look at us as we just point at each other and things.
And we are just gorgeous.
That's
If
right.
you've never seen us before, oh my God, you are missing out. I'm like, wow. Man.
Wow.
Callan's got this new haircut. His walls are white.
Yeah, I've got a guitar in the background there.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah, it's over there
somewhere.
Some
there, but it's blurry.
Yeah. All right. So, should we roll into the lame love and hype train, sir?
Man, let's roll.
Okay.
Let us roll in it.
As always, first up we have the lame train. All right, Carl, what's your first lame train of the year?
I have so many lame trains.
Should I take a seat?
I think you need to take a seat. Man, how do I choose one? All right, I'm going to just choose one main one. I'm not going to say it's Callan not saving our last episode. I'm not going to say it's our giant hiatus. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not even going to say it's all the games that have been delayed. I'm going to say it's specifically Cyberpunk being delayed. That is my biggest lame train. That hurt me the most since I've been last on here. I had a whole week booked out that people couldn't book me for gigs. And I was asked for many different shows. I was like, no, I'm busy that weekend. And like, really? We'll pay you a heap of money. We'll fly you over here. I'm like, no. You don't understand. I am fully booked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they moved it. But they moved it to a weekend where I am already booked out to play shows. And so I missed shows that I could have been playing, in the April date. Now I also miss actually playing it. So that's my super duper lame train.
Wow. Cool. Yeah. My lame train is, first one of the year is all the delays. Final Fantasy VII, Cyberpunk. What else we got? Avengers. We don't know when all the Ubisoft games are coming out. I'm just like midpoint last year, and we realized how stacked 2020 to start was going to be. We were so excited. Just like, it's going to be so busy. It's going to be crazy. Oh my God. Well, the only thing I've played really that's new this year is friggin' Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Hooray.
And I'm like, where's all the fun games and stuff? So, Dreams is out this week.
Tomorrow? No, 2 days.
And then we've got like Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal in like towards the end of March. But man, I was looking forward to this stacked start of the year, man. I was looking like every week, like let's go leading up to like next gen. And no, it feels like it's going to be just all sporadic and spread out, and it's sort of taken the steam out of my train, so to speak.
Yeah, I know, right? So hopefully we start rolling in with, I don't know, when's Ori? Is that March?
That's also March, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too far, right? That's almost exactly a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that should be pretty cool. But yeah, it's just, again, we've started off with a very quiet year this year when we thought it was just going to be gangbusters.
But now that Dreams is out, we can make and play anything we want.
That's right. Have you seen the PS1 Last of Us?
Yes, I have. I saw some. It was very good.
I know.
I really nailed the
Last
vibe.
of Us is a PS1 game, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, all right, are you ready to roll into Love Train, sir?
Oh, man, I woke up ready.
Okay, here we go. All right, Carl, what's your Love Train?
My Love Train is finally being back. Back.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and kicking off with the Game Train podcast. I have missed it. I've missed our chats, and I hope this means we can start doing it regularly.
I think so. It's almost like a fear of doing it again as well, which is kind of strange.
Well, because every year we do it, things get bigger and crazier. So every time we start again, it's like it just means like, okay, here goes. Shit's about to get real. Yeah. And it's like as soon as we start, we're like, all right, it's on, and it just doesn't stop. And like, so I don't know what's gonna come of it, but I'm glad we've started. We've
finally
Band-Aid.
Yeah, we ripped off that damn Band-Aid, and here we are. And hopefully we'll have some transitions coming through on the Twitch stream the next time we do this.
We are gonna be smooth.
Yeah, it would be very cool rather than me just hitting the audio button here and us like politely smiling at the camera. My Love Train is not being back, but it's Civilization 6.
Of course it is. You are hooked.
I loved getting it. Like, okay, I
and
played Civ
sinker.
5 years ago when I was living overseas and stuff. I
Yep.
remember it was when I was actually looking for a house. So to pass time, I was waiting for like real estate or like estate agents and people to get back to me about failing on the next house, etc. I was just sitting in hostels playing Civ 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so I Civ 6 and I'm like, yeah, let's go Civ 6. And I'm like playing a lot of that and it's a lot of fun and I enjoy the strategy and we've already been behind all that. But yeah, that's what I'm loving at the moment, that I found a game to absorb me for a little while I wait.
I know, I'm actually jealous of that one. That's a really good love train.
That is. But are you ready for first hype train of the year? Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Hype train of the year.
Here we go, sound effect time. All right, Carl, what are you hyped for this year?
So much.
Should I sit down for this?
No, I mean, you would have just been still sitting for my... I mean, I got so much lame for before this moment and so much hype for after this moment, but I'm just going to pick one single one.
Yeah.
Going to San Diego Comic-Con. So...
All right, I'm out, guys. I can't even compete with that.
I'm as if I can't be hype train for that. Flights are booked, passports renewed, ready to go. I'm going on a bit of a road trip with some people that I've been doing a little bit of work with through music and through gamings, and we're going to document the whole thing. And it breaks my heart that Callan's not coming. It's not, it's just full separate thing. But of course, I'm going to try and sneak some little Game Train extra bits in there and wear my shirt and try and interview some people and be like, "Here I am for a podcast." And be like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing. Don't worry about me."
Yeah.
I could have a Callan cardboard cutout next to me and be like, "Hello, my name is Jennifer Lopez." So that's my hype train. I'm very, very excited to finally see what Comic-Con looks like in San Diego. Yeah,
very nice.
That's in July, and it's in July. So I'm hoping, and I'm predicting, but hoping that maybe they might have possibly some of the if coronavirus doesn't make it difficult, but some of the new consoles maybe to be looked at,
Yep. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. It's not really a game centric thing. Like Comic-Con is kind of just all nerd culture, but I'm quietly optimistic that one of them might be there to look at and touch and play right after the month of E3.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How about you, good sir?
My hype train is that I'm not going to San Diego Comic-Con because I think it looks crap and boring.
Yeah, and it does, You're not even missing anything.
I don't think I would be, like a free trip to the States and then driving down to San Diego and doing all that for like several days. Like, I'm hyped not to be doing it. No, my hype, okay, I could sit here and go through all the games I'm excited about, but my hype, and I'm so hope it's coming soon, is that I'm hyped to see what the next Nintendo Direct will hold. We don't know a lot about what Nintendo is actually releasing this year, and I'm very excited for this next Nintendo Direct, which hopefully, if you are listening to this on Podbean now, that it's already come and gone, and then I can be hyped for whatever I saw in that in the next episode. But we haven't had an official, proper Nintendo Direct this year yet. We've had a Smash one, we've had a Pokemon one. People are like, where's the normal Direct? You've got Animal Crossing coming out soon, and then you've got question marks for the rest of the year. So everyone's excited to see what Nintendo's going to dish up, because we know there'll be surprises, and there'll be awesome surprises. Whether it's like a new 2D Metroid or Super Mario World Land 3D or whatever on Switch, or the new Zelda, anything. We just want something Nintendo. So I'm excited to see what the next Direct holds, because we kind of know what Xbox is doing this year. We kind of know what Sony is doing this year. Nintendo is still in the dark. So,
That's true. We haven't been quite this. I mean, even when we think we know, they throw us for a loop.
Every time, like look at last E3 when they went, and Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, and everyone's like, hey, wait, what?
Yeah.
So they've got a way of keeping things very under wraps there, and just.
You're right. Yeah. That is excited. Or they go like, we're gonna make some shit out of cardboard, or
Oh,
we're gonna make cardboard VR, or here's Ring Fit.
That's right. What's this year's Nintendo thing gonna be? Because we had Labo, then Ring Fit Adventure. So we're expecting something weird and wacky from Nintendo again.
Right. You know what would be surprising from Nintendo? Just like random, if they just go like, here's a super, super powerful console. Like,
yeah.
What?
Wow.
And they're like, we want to compete again.
Yeah.
This thing is just as strong as Xbox or something, and it's Mario has real human paws.
Oh, but yeah.
Right.
I think that's pretty much us done for the first episode of the year.
Hey.
Feels nice to get that one off the chest, actually, and move forward now.
I think that was relatively smooth, considering.
Yeah, considering everything. But yeah, here we are. We are done. Yes. That's the first one done for the year. Thank you all that have joined us tonight on Twitch, and those that are listening on Podbean, or iTunes, or Spotify, or wherever you are listening from, YouTube even. But yeah, we'll be back again soon. There won't be a 3-month hiatus again. We'll be back very soon with the next episode where we'll review a game. We actually don't know what we're reviewing yet. We're just kind of looking at each other, trying to decide on what we want to look at yet. Next.
I mean, Dreams is out, and then Darksiders, which we've been Genesis.
Yeah, so we've got options there. We've got options, but yeah, as always, you can find us at facebook.com/GameTrainPodcast. Please give us a follow on there. Also on Twitter at GameTrainTalk. Please give us a follow on there too. We're also on Twitch, GameTrain Twitch. So please give us a follow on there.
You know what? Just Pied Piper the hell out of that and just follow around.
And, tell your friends about us too and get them to follow too. We do appreciate everyone that does follow us and subscribe to us and all those lovely things that help us slowly grow out there in the big wide world of content creation.
Exactly. And you know what? We are just the greatest podcast in the world. And if we're not for any reason, tell us. And then we will be. Tell us where and how to improve, and we will add that in. You want green screen effects?
No,
done.
I don't have
you want celebrity guests? Done.
I don't have celebrity guests.
You want 3D animation? Done.
I don't
you
have
just let
3D
us know
animation.
in the comments of any place you find us.
Stop
and
it.
Let's.
Yeah.
You want posters on Callan's wall? Out of the question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. Yeah. So we've put up.
Wow, you can't keep.
Reefy's here. Reefy wants all of the above. Thank you, Reef. Yeah.
All of the above. All right. Well, next episode is going to be one hell of a crazy ride. It's going to be like
funny thing is,
300.
we can't actually green screen through Zoom where you are at the moment, so I'd have to get a green screen, which I can't afford.
Wow, that's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe Reefy will gift you one for a low $300.
Be nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Anything else you want to add, Carl, before we sign off here?
No, not at all. I love fun.
Okay. No, I'm cutting that out. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. And once again, this has been Game Train. Thanks for doing that right over the outro sound effect.